Beloved, welcome to the war camp. Today is day one of me spending 7 days living off-grid in my primitive 14 by 16 white duck tent. We have some beautiful ribeyes to prepare tonight, and I've got a brand new Lodge cast iron pan that is unseasoned. Now I know there's a lot of videos on how to season these, and I've watched some of them, but today we're gonna try to season one on a wood stove since we don't have an oven there. So let's get started on the process, and while we're at it, we're gonna start prepping our steaks. We got the old Dometic cooler stocked full of some beautiful steaks, local steaks raised right across the river. These are, look at that. Goodness, isn't that gorgeous? It's nice to have steaks when you can see the cows where they came from right across at your neighbor's yard, and you know what's in them. So I like to sous vide. Of course, we're all about the finer things up in here. Sous vide is a hot water method, which I'll show you right here. Actually, let's keep the paper on there to keep any flies off while we prep the stock pot. As you know, West Coast Proho is not about roughing it too much. This is a sous vide right here. So what you need is a bag to put your steak in. This is the best thing. If you ever struggle with cooking steaks and you want them absolutely perfect every time, this is your huckleberry. So let's go fill up our stock pot with some water. That sous vide cord is so short, we're gonna have to put our stock pot down here. We got power coming from 400 watts of solar out front with the two EcoFlows. So we'll plug this in here and turn it on. What's so brilliant about the sous vide is you can dial in the exact temperature you want. Now medium rare is gonna be like 129 to 135. I like a little bit on the higher end, so we'll go 135. Now this is going to heat the temperature and circulate it in a pump, and we'll put the meat in there, and it'll take about 2 or 3 hours or so, but it will be cooked perfectly, and it can sit there for a long time. So you don't have to eat it right away. When it's ready to go, then you take it out, sear it about 1 minute on each side, and then you have the perfect cooked steak every single time. Bad news, gentlemen. The sous vide takes a lot of power, 745 watts. We've got 3 hours of runtime there. We're gonna need all of that. We got solar coming in on the other EcoFlow there. We've got 210 watts coming in and 45 coming out for the Starlink. So I hope it's sunny today. I'm gonna prep this ribeye before we start the seasoning of the cast iron because it takes 3 hours or so to cook. So I'm gonna put a generous amount of salt on here. And some pepper. Well, that's a nice piece of meat right there. Ribeye, I think, is the best tasting. It's definitely my favorite. It's all personal choice, of course, but. Now these are silicone bags here. What's nice about these is they're reusable. You can use anything. You can use a Ziploc, but I'll put that in there. I'm going to pour a little bit of avocado oil in there as well. And we'll seal this guy up. Put it in the water bath. Even though it's not up to temperature yet, it soon will be. So it will be just fine. And that's gonna sit in there and reach the perfect temperature all the way through the middle, and you just wait and see. All right, so with that done, let's look to our cast iron. Of course, an oven is going to be the best way to season the stove, but we don't have an oven. We do have a wood stove. This wood stove was made by a friend David at Northwood Fab. He's offered a 10% discount code if you want to order one. So you could just use promo code Wranglerstar. Go over there, Northwood Fab. I'll put a link down in the description. but he makes these beautiful stoves, and I really have enjoyed it. Such an upgrade from the one that we used to have. So we need to get this stove up to about between 400 and 500 degrees on the surface. 400 should be fine. So I've got a thermometer on top where we can kind of keep an eye on that. I had the stove totally damped down, and at that it was running at what? So 300 degrees or so. The bottom is Fahrenheit, the top is the hateful metric system. So we want to get that up to about the 400 degree, and we'll try to hold it nice and consistent. So first off, we got to, or I guess the next thing was we have to wash our pan. We'll be using the little Coleman 425C that we restored last week. I bought this stove, I think it was $14 or $15. And boy, the members, we had our first members live stream this morning. We had a great time, a 4-hour live stream. If you want to be part of that, just join the membership and you can jump in with us tomorrow. So to light these, you turn this up to burn. Give it some Girl Scout juice. Now this needs to, it's going pretty good there. This needs to go for 1 minute, and then we'll turn, what do you even call this? We'll turn the lever. Turn the lever down and get the full heat. So that has been a good minute. We'll turn this down. Put a little pressure in the tank. This burns off of white gas or unleaded. It's dual fuel. And we'll boil some water to disinfect the pan. Don't worry, this water is very clean, straight down off the glacier, off Fuji. How's our stove doing? Still about the same, so we'll get some heat in it pretty soon. I guess cast iron, one is a Dutch oven, and one is the 12-inch fry pan. It was very nice. It's nice to see that they're still made in the USA. I got a nice silicone cover on there. Now these have to be seasoned. Now, when I was looking into this, the gold standard is to season this with flax oil. So the process is we'll wash it first, dry it, get some heat in it, and then we're going to use avocado oil because I couldn't find flaxseed oil. Avocado oil has a high boiling or a high smoke point, and we're going to need to get this hot, so we don't want to fill up the war camp with a bunch of smoke. So you can see this from the factory is pretty grungy and oily and dirty. So let's get some hot soapy water going, and we'll clean this up really quick, and then we'll put it on the wood stove and get some heat in it. With that wood stove going, it is getting very hot in here. So I'm going to open up these windows and get some cross ventilation. This tent, I bought this on Facebook Marketplace. This is a 14 by 16 white duck. We'll be closing this up tonight. Boy, it got cold last night. Got down to about, I think maybe 48 if I had to guess. It feels like, oh yeah, that's plenty hot. We'll put a little Dr. Bronner's, my favorite soap. Rinse the soap off. All right, let's go check the heat on our stove. I'm still learning to use my Northwoods. There are just no two stoves alike. They're all so different, and they all have different personalities. So we're at, yeah, we're a little over 400 degrees there. So that's just where we want to be. Looks like it's trending up, so I'm going to back that down a little bit. And I think we're ready, at least to get some heat in it. Let's pull the Stirling engine off. And I'm gonna put some tin foil down here so we don't get oil all over the top of the stove. That's crazy, the fan doesn't look like it's moving. It's because it's running almost exactly the same as the 30 frames a minute. This is gonna be hot. I better get it's very hot. Double up my gloves here. Big old heavy wildland firefighting gloves. They protect you from the heat pretty good. Whoops. Let's carefully put you outside. Oh goodness, that is hot. 500 degrees is pretty hot. We don't need to get this up to 500 right now. We just need to get some heat in it so the oil will take. Yeah, that's good and warm. I think I will put my East Coast sissy mittens on. This baby is hot. We're gonna use the avocado oil. High smoke point, if I didn't mention, about a teaspoon. And we're going to coat the whole pan. Since this is such a big pan, I'll do a little bit more. The Northwoods is sitting nice at just about 500 degrees, so I've got the damper set just about right. And let's do, I don't know, half hour on this side, and then a half hour I'll flip it over. I'm gonna have to watch the stove. Make sure I keep a few more billets in it here, keep it going. What's nice about the Northwoods is you can put such long pieces in. That is one of the best features. Right off the bat, we're getting a little bit of smoke in there, so that's probably all of 500 degrees. So that's doing its job just fine. Well, I've got that hot water. I'll use it to clean out my coffee stuff. Good news, beloved. I was fearful that the Subie might drain one of my solar generators, but now that the water's up to temperature, it's taking a whole lot less power. So it just took a lot of power to raise the temperature. So lesson learned, boil the water, preheat it, and then put the Subie in, then you don't burn up all that power trying to bring that water up to temperature. So it's, we're good now. We're not gonna have any problem with power. Charging, 230 watts. You wanna see the solar panels? I'll take you out there. This is my first time doing all this. You know, we're learning. But it's nice to put everything into all of your plans and all the things that you thought were going to work, put them into action, and that's how you learn if you have problems. You know, Starlink, that's always pulling, so I turn that off when I'm not using it. So this is 400 watts of temporary power, and that is charging all my batteries, keeping the refrigerator going. Running the Subie. My manservant, Mr. Jiraiya, built a really nice little stand here. He took one of my old Target stands and repurposed it with a little bit of unistrut and made a really excellent solar panel bracket there. Isn't that nice? Completely portable. You could break that down and take it with you. But that seems to be a good size to provide everything that I need. But again, we'll find out at 24 hours. That'll really tell. It has been 30 minutes. So let's flip it over. Oh, it's good and hot. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and put a second coat on. From what I understand, 3 coats is probably about best. It is soaking in that nicely. That's cooled down a lot. It's still warm, but it's not burning hot. Looks like we're sitting at about 572 degrees. Toothless, did you come down to see me? Well, hello. Hello. You're getting so big. Can you smile? Sweetest thing. Come here. Come here. Are you hunting? Very handsome. Very handsome. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. Miss Pants, must you lie in the dirt? All this green grass, and you got to find the dirt to lie in. That's what you do. Me Too's here. These two are best friends. Here, chew on her, don't chew on me. The field kitchen is really working out great, gentlemen. It's been so good. Well, maybe just a little tidbit for an old dog. Uh-oh, she'll find out. Just couldn't be better. Thank you for watching, gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with me. Now remember, this is day 1 of 7 days living in the canvas tent. We had a great live stream this morning for members. If you'd like to participate with that, if you'd like to join in on our Warband Revival, sign up for members. You can be on day 2 tomorrow. You can pick up where we left off. You have access to the first video. We're going to be doing live stream tonight at 7 o'clock, and I invite you to come in over there and hang out with us. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.